Hi everyone, this is Andali Wajid once again back to you on The Backstory, my new YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of my most popular Amazon Kindle Direct published book called Accidentally Married. So this is part of a 5-book series called Reluctant Romances, and this book is the first of the series, and it introduces us to a host of characters who live in this fictional building in Bangalore called Starville Towers, and the rest of the protagonists of the remaining 4 books also feature prominently. The first book has been my all-time highest-selling novel, and I think I kind of get it, because it's such fun. It's an enemies to lovers romance. It's between these two young people, Ahad and Areesha, who live in the same building, who have some sort of history when they were teens, but that didn't develop into anything. And in fact, over the years, their enmity with each other has only grown, with them playing a lot of pranks on each other. And the book begins with the two of them getting married. So that's why it's actually not really accidentally married as such, but the premise was such fun to write, when two people who so supposedly hate each other get married, what happens? And in fact, when they are hiding their true feelings under all this so-called hate, I kind of loved the idea to explore that. So the reason why I wrote this book is because I was looking for starting a new series on Amazon. So as you know, when you self-publish, readers always prefer a 4-book series. And this was something that I had to, when I realized that when you self-publish, you can't just randomly, work on an idea and say, okay, I'm going to write this book. You have to plan out a series. You have to plan out siblings, their stories, their love interests. And the year 2021 was, as I've told repeatedly, was a very difficult year for me. I faced a lot of personal losses. And right after that, all that happened, I picked up my laptop and I finished the last book of a previous series called Destination Wedding. Now I needed to start something new. And I needed something that was the opposite of whatever was going on in my head at that moment, So let me tell you, it's not easy to write a romance when your own heart is broken, It's not easy. You have to kind of put yourself, compartmentalize yourself to an extent where you feel that, you have some measure of control in your life. And I set out to do just that. I took out a notebook, and I made a list of the sort of things that I wanted to write. And I realized that this was something that, had been there in my mind for a while. I don't really know the origins of the story, why it happened, or, what made me think of it. But this was something I actively sat down. I wrote that these are going to be the people who live in Starville Towers. These are going to be their better halves, or whatever, not better halves, their romantic interests. And this book is going to be about this person, and so on and so forth. And I made a proper list with family names, with their parents, and who is related to whom, because this building has families and it has friends, and so I didn't want to get confused. So I had to have some sort of concrete evidence that this is what was planned. And that was how I came up with it. And that first book kind of really surprised me because of how much my readers loved it, They just loved it. And that was it. I kind of put myself into it. And by the time 2022 May came, and we had the final book in the series come out, which is Ahad and Areesha, it became so popular. It is the series is one of my most popular series on Amazon. So I hope that if you have access to a Kindle, and if you don't mind reading anything online, as in, electronically, on a Kindle or on a phone, then please do read it. I'm sure you'll love it. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So that's it for now. And I'll be back next week, either with a story of mine or with someone else. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel.